Hey everybody, this is Connor from The Usual Rush, and this will be my second commentary. This is going to be another thoughtful commentary where I talk about something that is important to me or something I'd like a second opinion on. And so the topic of this video is going to be crazy people, which I know sounds weird, but there's been a lot of things going on in the world that I think are worth maybe discussing or talking about. So I'm going to start off by talking about the Norwegian shooting tragedy. But there was a man who, if you don't know, blew up a bomb in front of a government building, killing 8 people, and went to an island where a youth group was meeting for a political party and shot 68 people dead. And so this man published a 1,500-page book called the Anti-Jihad Manifesto, where he described a world revolution to end Islam. And so, obviously, this man was crazy. And so, but a lot of people are calling him a right-wing activist, a right-wing extremist. And I think that's beside the point right now, because the final point is he was crazy. That's what matters. It doesn't matter what side of the political spectrum he was on, because he went ahead and he did these killings. And so I think that people need to care about what happened to the victims and the victims' families instead of bickering over what side of the political spectrum this guy was on. And yes, he may have been a right-wing activist, but I think that what's more important to talk about is the fact that he was crazy. A sane person doesn't just get up in the morning and say, I'm going to go blow up a car in front of a government building and then shoot over 70 people dead. A sane person doesn't say that. So what bothers me, I guess, is that people are going to make a big deal about this and say, like, oh, it's the right-wing's fault, when really this guy was crazy, and that's why this guy did that. And so I'm just wondering what you guys think. Do you think that it should be talked about, like what side of the political spectrum he was on? Or should we focus more on perhaps understanding why, in his mind, he followed a path of logic which told him that these killings were necessary to bring about what he wanted? And so I guess that it's something that people just need to focus on rather than focusing on like the politics of it. And people need to be able to like reach out to Norway and say, you know, there's hope and we can move on from this tragedy and hopefully prevent another one. And so I think that people need to just put the politics of this aside, so that we can understand why this man did this and why he was thinking the way he did. And I'm going to sidetrack a little bit, but it was the same kind of thing with the Arizona shooting, where the crazy guy shot a representative and, like, I believe 8 other people. And so, but people came out and said that guy was a right-wing nut job, instead of saying that guy was crazy. And if you looked at his mugshot after he got arrested, this guy, you saw his face and you're like, that guy is just batshit crazy. So it's just something that to think about, that instead of with these killings and these shootings automatically saying this guy did it for a political motive, you have to understand that these people who do these things are crazy. Like I said, a sane person's not going to just get up in the morning and say, I have to go gun down 5 people because I want to spread the word about something I believe in. A sane person doesn't say that. A crazy person is the kind of person who would do that. And I think that the world, we need to be, which is going to sound horrible, but in a way we need to be less tolerant of people who maybe seem like they have a mental illness, but like a violent mental illness. People who are prone to violence, those are the people we need to watch, instead of just saying, oh, we should feel bad that they have this illness. And the problem is, a lot of people do have mental illnesses, and I think more so than the world actually knows. And I think that we all have, in a way, some form of a mental illness, but to different degrees, where a severe degree is like what this guy did in Norway, or what the guy did in Arizona shooting the representative. I think that's where we need to be less tolerant of these kind of people, and instead of just ignoring them, get them help, so that we can try to make sure and prevent such massacres from happening again. And I think that it's probably worthwhile to just watch out for these kind of people. And it's hard because sometimes you don't know, but there's varying degrees of mental illness, with obviously the highest one being the person is mentally retarded or can't function in society at all. But there's some people who function in society but are probably a little bit different from the rest of us, where you can tell that they're not thinking like everyone else. And I think those are the kind of people who we need to just keep a watchful eye on and see what happens with those people, and just to stop something like this from happening again. I mean, this guy committed one of the worst modern mass murders in peacetime, and in Norway, one of the worst mass murders since World War II and the Nazis. So it's something that we as people have to think about and talk about and discuss, so it doesn't happen again. So the video's winding down, so I'm going to stop and once again ask the question, what do you guys think? Do you think that this was a political action that should be treated as a political action, or is this guy just, like I said, batshit crazy? And so this is going to be, like I said, my second video, and so I'm going to try to put another video later tonight, possibly. But also, I want to get other people on this channel, and I'm going to start off by putting clips of my friends, maybe commentaries depending on what they want to do. And so I'm going to try to get them on here. So watch out for that. I'm going to try to make a montage too. I don't have the best editing equipment, but that's okay. I'm going to work it out. So this is Connor, and I will talk to you guys later.